Hi, we're going to try one more video. I'm back from spring break and thought it might be fun to show you my collection of John Dennis Fitzgerald's books that I have accumulated over time. As you've read, my mom got the first set at a book fair when I was back in elementary school, and my brother and I read them till they were truly falling apart. There were originally 5 books, 1 through 5, in the box set. Later on, we would buy the next 2 in the set, making a total of 7 of the ones that John published during that time period. One day while I was reading the books, I flipped it over and found out that there was an adult book called Papa Married a Mormon. And I was really anxious to read it because I loved these books. I thought it would be fun to find out what his parents were like. When I went to search with my mom at the library and bookstores, nobody had heard it, and I assumed that I would never get to read the books. Years later, after I'd grown up and married, was leaving my mom's house and I found the books and asked her if I could take these ones home and read to my kids. During the time that we were reading them, I explained that I had always wanted to read Papa Married a Mormon to my husband. One night I was upstairs brushing my teeth and he came up to me and said, "How much is it worth to you?" I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "The book, how much is it worth to you?" "Is $50 good enough?" And I thought, oh, what if $50 and it's a miserable, lousy book? I wouldn't want that. At the same time, I'd waited all these years to read it. So we took a chance and we bought a first edition copy of Papa Married a Mormon for $50. And obviously, who'd ever had it before us had loved it very much. After I got it, I quickly inscribed my name in it. But one of my favorite things about the book, beside the story, was the wonderful painting on the inside, which is of Papa and Mama at the dance where Papa has bid on her for the box lunch and tells her that he loves her. I just thought that whoever painted it really caught the characters so well. I continued to do my research and at the same time buy books for my friends. And one of the things that we found out was the multiple covers and styles that had come out in the books. The next Papa Married a Mormon that we got is a cover with a hand-drawn set of scenes from the show, from the book. And it's kind of like the Wild Wild West when they'd freeze the scenes and kind of pencil them in there for you on the train. This has that same look on it. We also bought one that has a painting on the inside, on the outside, and it's Papa, I assume, driving Mama away when they elope, and on the back is a picture and a short biography of the author. But my favorite of the collection that we got, that I have never loaned to anybody, and probably never will, is one that was actually signed by John, and it reads, "To Jay or Joy Porter, my good friend and neighbor, with best wishes, sincerely, John D. Fitzgerald." And I kind of liked it, even though it wasn't written to me, that he had signed one of my books. I soon found out, though, that there were more adult books. And so I went on a hunt for that and found Mama's Boarding House, which is the sequel to Papa Married a Mormon. One of the things that I loved, again besides the story, was the inscription that John put. He dedicated the first book, Papa Married a Mormon, to his parents, Papa and Mama. And he dedicated this one to his wife, and then to his sister, Belle F. Empey. She, Isabel, had been the assistant for both Papa Married a Mormon and now Mama's Boarding House. The last book that I found of the original set was Uncle Will and the Fitzgerald Curse. This was a hard one to find, and as you can see, it is actually an old library copy that is also falling apart. You can only find a few of these now at very rare bookstores like Abe's online and Great Books, but they're really spendy, and I believe this one was pretty spendy too. I think I got it for a Christmas present from my husband. The last book that we added to our collection is called The Great Brain is Back. And I don't know if Great Brain fans know that there was this 8th book put out. It was put out on the 20th anniversary of the Great Brain book. And it is the final story of the Great Brain that John wrote before he died, but he never finished it. And the publishers found his original galleys in his things, and they put it together, and after having edited the others, sort of helped finish write the ending. And at the very back is a publisher's note by the woman who published it, and she tells the story of how the Great Brain book series was actually intended to be the 4th book in the original family series, but the market had run dry. They recreated them in the series form that we have now and brought a whole new batch of readers to John's work. And this book is just delightful, and it ends with a wonderful harvesting of peaches experience. So if you haven't gone and gotten it, you might want to go on Amazon and see if you can find it. Thank you, and have a good evening.